Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends. And that was courtesy of the King, Callie Bisler. We love to receive those. So if you are at the game and you ever take a video, a picture, or whatever, you want to send it to us, please do. We would love to have them and show them on the show like we just did to do there. But this is your Ipswich Buses full-time show. I'm your host, The Gov. I will be joined by Bricktop and Milk Tray Man in just a second. But this is your chance to have your say on a win. A clean sheet, 2 goals, and a little bit of a good afternoon, an expected afternoon. Did we make it as harder than it needed to be, or did we just put them to bed and then put our feet up and enjoy the rest of the afternoon? Before we get any further, let's of course do what we always do, checking on that league table. We are still sat in 9th. Groundhog Day continues, but we are now 5 points away from Wednesday, who have played 35, a game less. And 5 away from Wickham, who have played 36. A big week. This win sets us up for a huge week with Lincoln and Portsmouth. We've got people in the chat. Nightmare is leading the way by becoming a YouTube member. Good 3 points from Mike Baker. Sarah Davies, I hope you're doing really, really well after your operation. Mr. Footy, well done, lads. Piggott was crap, though. I don't know. Was he? Have your say. It's your opinion. I don't know. Norman Greenwald, good win. Cleese, one of our strikers, scored. Thompson, poor. Chaplin didn't have his best game. Backinson, far more visible second half. Ivan Toney for man of the match, says Lloyd. He was great, Matt, but Morsey man of the match. Yeah, Morsey had a great game. Come up big when a captain needs to come up big. Mike D, good win. 2 results go our way. Wednesday losing and Sunderland dropping 2 points. Bricktop, Milk Tray Man, welcome back. Full time. We win a game. Ben,
did we make it hard? More visible second half. Love that.
Did we make it? He was a lot more visible than the first half. Don't know where.
Never underestimate the gift of foreshadowing.
Absolutely. Sorry, Ben. Did we make it harder than it needs to be, Ben, or
yes,
was it just a routine League One? Then in the end, the quality shone through.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And actually, I think it was a really terrible pitch to play on. So I think to play the quality of football on the ground that we did was actually pretty good. It was a bit of League One where it was just plugging away, then a little bit of quality. Really happy for Morsey, who for me hasn't. I don't rate him as stratospherically highly as a lot of people. But I must say the last 4 or 5 games, he's really, for me, up to a level and he deserves his goal. And there's a lovely bit of work with Jackson. I think he ran his lines well, and that was a Jackson goal. You know, that was playing off the shoulder of that last man and slot it home. So a really good result on a really shitty pitch, and a potential massive banana skin today. So we've done what we need to. We're clinging on.
We've done what we need to. Pitch was dog shit. My God, says Lloyd. Peter, how did you see it? It's obviously the full-time fans react. I've got Louis waiting to come on. If you want to have your say this afternoon, you can do one of 2 things. Make a comment in the live chat or click the link if you're feeling brave enough to come on and have your say on your football team. Maybe you felt Piggott played well. Maybe you felt he didn't play well. Maybe you felt Backinson was man of the match in that second half. Whatever your opinion, click the link and have your say. Peter, how did you see it?
Yeah, it was. It was all going the way of last week. We were going to huff and puff, and they came out better, and Fleetwood came out better in the second half. They really pressed. Walton pulled off a good save from the set piece free kick they had, which is a sign of a good keeper because he didn't have a lot to do in that game. But when called upon, he done that, and Morsey finally got his goal, and he probably capped a man of the match display. And I always had faith in you, Caden Jackson. You stuck it in when you needed to. But
you're saying it tongue in cheek. I actually have had faith in the man they call Caden Jackson. I've often said he's going to come good for us at the right time.
Yeah, it took 2.5 years, but yeah, he's here. Yeah.
Sometimes a kettle takes 5 minutes to boil. Other times it takes 10. But when it boils, it's still euphoric. All right. Time is linear, Ben Adams.
One hell of a kettle.
All right.
We're getting into metaphysics here. Okay, I can do this conversation. Okay.
We are. I'm going to backtrack here. I'm not had enough beer. But yeah, I get your point. I'm loving the positivity coming through the chat. Gavin Law, excellent results. Playoffs still on. Harry Derbyshire says playoffs still on. The playoffs still on, says the viewers, Ben. A couple of days ago, if I'd have said that, they'd have called me mad. Where are you on this? 5 points off the playoff. Is the league table again?
I know. Look at that. Because I'm looking at Wickham and Sheffield. They're on equal points now with that's 5 points. Look, anything can happen from now on in. I don't think. Oh, God, if I had to put my mortgage on it, I would say probably not, because every team around us is doing the one thing we're not doing, which is scoring lots. We win one of those last 2 games, which we just hound-fisted out. Okay, it's on, but it's still a big ask for me. But who knows? This is football. Anything can happen. Sheffield or Wickham, they have a bad result. They have 1 or 2 bad results. A little like 90th minute equaliser for the opposite team. You never know. But my mortgage still says no. My heart says yes.
Your heart says yes. Your mortgage says no. But in all fairness, Ben, you've been saying season over since like the 8th game of the year.
Well, to be fair, it was. I mean, we went through the first 10 games. We could buy a goal or a point. And look, these last 2 games, which is we've got to win all 3 of these. Well, we could win 2 of them, but we've won today. So if we do, it will be one of those last game of the season, radios in your ears jobbies. I think that's how we do it if we do it. The best experiences. I love them games.
Absolutely. When half the crowd thinks somebody scored,
yeah,
and the other half don't, and it's like, have they? Haven't they? I don't know. And then half start cheering.
Heaven.
Oh, what a time to be alive. We're showing our age here, Mr. Adams. Coxie, playoffs still on for you before we bring on Louis? Yes or no?
It's always been slim, and I've always said along that Lady Luck is not an Ipswich fan, so perhaps the law of averages finally may. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she's too green and yellow. It is a slim chance. It's never over till it's mathematically not possible, But it's the game in hand might go against us, but while there's hope.
While there's hope.
I know there's hope that the hope was killed us, but while there's hope.
Hope is what being a football fan is all about.
That's why we love football.
Hope is why we spend the money and we spend the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Usual. Morsey and Selina were great. Piggott played well too. Andy Barrell, Walton save crucial.
With that.
Okay, we will come back to that. I will star that comment. We will come back to it, Mr. Adams. Andy Barrell, Walton save crucial. We must not let him become the forgotten man. Gavin Law, 3 new strikers in summer transfer window. Max Pritchford. I think that settled the Aluko versus Selina debate. We'll come back to that one, Max. Keep watching. I'll star it and we'll come back to it. Emerson, whilst it's possible, we must keep believing. Don't stop. What a tune that is. One of my favourites. John Hewlett. Even the Glee version of that song is pretty good. John Hewlett, keeping up the 2 points per game average. Problem is that gets us 76 points. might not be enough. Desperately hope I'm wrong. Norman, great tactical change by McKenna. Backinson coming on allowed Morsey to move further forward and get our first goal. Really think our manager, we are going places.
Good
Mike
point there.
D, great point. Rotherham Wigan over Houston is a huge weekend. Chris Wright. A day when we get the rewards for our complete domination against defensively focused. Let's say it what it is, Chris. Utterly dross. Against opposition and damage limitation mode yet again. Our unbeaten record is impressive, and playoffs is possibly still. I think he's going to go and put still on. Louis,
are you right?
Are we living in the
Louis.
euphoric 24-hour period where we're suddenly thinking we're the 81 team reborn and it's playoffs are on again, or are we getting a little bit ahead of ourselves and it's no real difference to 255?
They're still on for sure.
Still on for sure. Talk to me. How did you hear today's game?
Deserved the win. I mean, we played well enough to be fair. I mean, people, and I've got to say this. Yeah, I think I've been supporting us since 2015. I think, and I said the best player I've seen at this club is Bialkowski up until then. But I think now, this man right here is the best player I've seen at this club for me.
Who is that?
Who?
I was looking at Selina.
Selina. So good
Selina.
to watch, honestly.
Okay, well, that's okay. That's a great point to pick it up with what was said in the chat a second ago, Louis, from Max Hitchford.
It was a great, it was a great decision from McKenna though, bringing on Backinson, because it allowed Selina to go further forward, and then Morsey to go a bit further forward as well. So, and that's probably, and when you've got like Burns, Chaplin, and Selina all in the team, yeah, that's probably what is our strongest point as well. Because it allows, because you've got them three creative players on the pitch, and it's creating a lot of chances for us, to be fair.
You would have thought Backinson would have been on that pitch all the time.
Yeah.
You would have. I mean, there were rumours that he was on there in the first half. Rumours as they were unsubstantiated and unconfirmed. So Selina, Aluko, that was the debate. Louis is evidently in the Bersant Selina camp. Ben, you're shaking your head. What do you think?
I'm in the Aluko camp, and that's not to denigrate what Selina brings to the team, but he brings it in fits and starts. For me, he's a fantastic, top quality substitute you can bring on for a half or 30 minutes, but he's not a 90-minute man for me. I would rather have Aluko, who is not quite as skillful, but is more consistent and, in my opinion, fitter. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but this is going after what I've seen for a long time. I love Selina. I love those moments of magic, but they're moments, and they don't quite happen enough for me.
Okay. Let's explore that. Aluko, more consistent. I think he got 0 assists and 2 goals. What is he consistent in?
He makes. I know the argument sounds ridiculous, but for me, he makes the men around him look better, and it's what I look for in a player. We don't have a lot of pace in central midfield, and he's an engine for me. He frees our wingers. He runs it from left to right, right to left. He pushes. He keeps it at his feet. It's the ugly side of a midfielder, and for me, I just like that ugly side of the game. He does it so well, and he's always fit, and he always runs, and he comes on, and when he leaves the pitch, it's that same level of fitness and consistency. And it's not the lovely flicks or that beautiful through pass. It's just the freedom he gives everyone else around him. It's a different kind of a thing I'm appreciating. I just like that side of the game more. For me, that's what he brings. But that's not to say Selina's not great. He's very, very, very good. And it's a joy to watch him. But that's just the side of the game I like.
Okay. That's the beauty of football there, Coxie. You're seeing 2 fans, different opinions, or 3 fans when we include Max's original comment from the chat. Who would you rather see play? Because, I mean, Bersat Selina obviously played a more deeper role. To my ears, played a deeper role, started to run out of steam. Maybe Fleetwood started to get their brief moments of midfield domination, and then McKenna switched it. Backinson, the forgotten man, according to Coxie, came on, moved Selina forward, and then Selina just took the game by a scruff of the neck. Is what it sounds like. How was it today for yourself, Coxie? Where are you on the Selina, Aluko, number 8, etc. conversation?
Yeah, far better once Backinson came on, and he was pushed forward. He's far better pushed forward. He's no good in that deep role. Saying that, I am in more camp Aluko. I think I would like to see him on the pitch, doing his stuff, and then Selina came in on once. I just, as Ben said, correctly said, he's got a very good level of fitness, but I still think Burst Selina would be better for us playing an advanced role, but coming on as a sub.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
was it Dr. Zach King? Had a really good point just there in the comments. Really good point.
Aluko assists. To be fair,
yeah, and that's his role in that central midfield. He assists the assists. I love that. Great point.
Oh yeah. Is that like the conversation about Cole Skuse 5 years ago, where I'm sure
the assist who assists the assist?
Yeah. If you don't rate Cole Skuse, you're not footbally cultured, or whatever the argument was at the time, whatever it was, they kept bringing up. You don't understand football, they kept saying. I don't understand football then, because from what my eyes, he didn't do a lot. But same as, Luco is different. Kettle of fish. I wasn't a Cole Skuse fan.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the beauty of this platform is that we welcome all ITFC fans for whatever their opinion, and it is a live microphone, and you can say what you like, whether people agree with it or not. I mean, we've seen that with Crunch only about 10 days ago. Got a comment in the chat here. Liam Goodham. I think McKenna should leave. This last week has been costly to our playoff hopes, and this victory still annoyingly keeps him in a job.
Trolling, surely.
I would have thought so. But we will discuss it all the same.
Come on and defend that, Liam. Come
well,
on.
This is where it gets interesting, right? Because somebody appeared in the VIP area called Jamie, who wrote the exact same comment. And then I said, you have to be joking. And he said, or she said, or whoever said, I suggest sticking my comment on the screen. I think if you guys would agree, I said, put it in the live chat and we'll see. And then Liam puts it in. So I don't know who I'm talking to, but this is a comment that. What do we think of it? Let's take it off face value. Ben, what do you think of it?
Shall I tell you what was costly to our playoff hopes? Not winning, I think, the first 10 games of the season under Cook. Done.
Yeah.
Not according to some, Ben. Some say that's not. They wouldn't have that, but yeah, of course it is.
Well, some are wrong.
Okay, but hey, this is a platform for all. We welcome all opinions. And Liam, if you want to come on and have your say and have that comment discussed, and put some more context, more words to it, we welcome you on. Of course we do. It's your opinion, and we value you and your opinion on this platform. Norman Greenwood, a number 10, should contribute more than Aluko does. Although that said, Liam, I'm not sure how even I'm going to try and help defend that opinion. And I have to bring balance to the show, because I don't know how I'm going to do that. So if you do appear, I don't know what I'm going to be panicking. Ollie, Aluko plays too safe. Selina prepared to take risk, needs to cut teams open. We've got Mike D saying pre-assists in the bin. It's like pre-drinks. Pre-assists in the bin.
I like that. Pre-assists.
Oscar, Aluko's okay, but Selina is class. Lou, before I let you go, because I've got Ando waiting, I've got Jeremy Lowe waiting, I've got Lloyd waiting, I've got the GOAT waiting. This is
to
be exciting stuff. And I've got Neil Moles coming for dinner at 6. So I'm on a tight schedule. Louis, before I let you, I know, I've got to start dinner in a minute. I've got to start cooking, get the old Gordon Ramsay on. Louis, this week we've got Lincoln on the Tuesday, Portsmouth on the Saturday. Portsmouth have just put 4 or 5 past Accrington and Stanley.
10 men, yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty.
It's a big week.
Oh well, they're 10 men. Yeah.
Talk to me about it. Playoff hopes could rest on this week. What do you think needs to happen this week from a perspective?
I think it needs to be 6 points, I guess, against these two teams. We've got to, that's all we can rely on now is win our home games now for the rest of the season. I mean, one thing we could try now is before I go on. The formation McKenna plays, now that Jackson scored again, which I think he is nailed on now because he's the only striker in form.
Yeah.
What if we did to the left of him, Selina, and to the right of him, Aluko? See how they play together.
That is actually a really good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, if Ben likes
That's a really good idea.
But it would be a bit harsh on Chaplin, but yeah.
Chaplin, who's got 8 goals this year, by the way.
Yeah,
that's not. We're talking about Aluko, who's got 2 goals in the same week of October.
if we're talking about who offers more as a creative player than Aluko and Selina, because Chaplin's offers goals, doesn't he? He's more. If you're going to play Chaplin, you probably want to more play him as a striker, because Aluko and Selina probably both offer more as in terms of creating chances, in my opinion.
Okay. Love it. Louis, we appreciate your opinion. Look after yourself. Speeches during the week. Hopefully, we've got Paul P. Liam is smarting over the Norwich result. Ipswich Chris says, fuck stupid opinion. Let's not sugarcoat it. Opinions are opinions, my friend. We've all got
opinion?
one.
What one?
I think the one about McKenna. It's an opinion. I'm guessing a lone one for a reason. 6 points or bust, says Mike D. Big week. 6 points from Neil Perks. Yeah. Stephen Bowes, playoffs still on for me. Have a look at the fixture the next couple of weeks, and some of the teams above us have each other. Really tricky games. Portsmouth and Oxford are must wins, and we are in. Aluko for me gives a bit more, not as wishy-washy. Lee, how did you see it today?
Oh, good away performance and a masterclass tactician in McKenna, because the change of tactics, and we were playing a certain way. We got a bit bogged down. He took the striker off. I mean, how many times when you're chasing a goal do people go mad, Mike Brown, when you take a striker off and put a defensive midfielder on, and it changes tactics? The other team have to adjust. They didn't adjust in time, and Morsey goes in goes into the box. Great cross from Burns, and we're 1-0 up. So you've got to give credit for the tactics where it's due, and does it always work? Of course it doesn't. But I've just got the form guide up under McKenna, and we're third. And we are. Whatever happens this season, we just play the game, take one game at a time, keep winning. I don't care how Portsmouth got on when we've got to play them. We're a team in form, and he's got these players that we all thought that we were getting at the start of the season, and he has transformed them. And it's there clear to see, and for that, long may it continue. But Morsey, man of the match, me. Sorry, go on.
Transform, big word, like it, a key word, I think, because it is a transformation that we've seen since December when he took charge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're dominating the ball more, and it's getting that balance between keeping it too long and getting the ball forward. But we had two good halves, and they varied slightly. It was a bit deja vu for the previous two games, but we stuck in there at 0-0, and this time the plan, we changed shape a bit, and the plan played out. But let's not I think I can't remember who said it, but somebody said it about Walton. Don't underestimate Walton, because they were chucking those throw-ins in, and obviously they were chucking them in and not kicking them in. They were throw-ins were coming in, and he just looks assured. And when you've got a back three or a back five, wherever you're playing, and you've got a goalkeeper that's going to come for the ball and collect it, you ask any centre back, they're going to want that all day. And I think it just starts. I think the whole thing since McKenna's been in has started with him, and he doesn't always have a lot to do, but he made a good smart save to his left. I think first half. I mean, it was a routine save, but he just doesn't at the moment look like he's going to spill anything. And I think that's where the confidence starts in the team. But we've talked about getting rid of players and what we're going to do next season, all this sort of thing. Do you know what? Looking at the form table, if we could start the season now with the players that we've got, there can't be anybody that wouldn't want to start with what we've got. Start a new season now with the players and the manager that we've got, because he's brought the best out of them. And we're clearly one of the top sides in that division now. Not just on paper, but on the pitch. And and long may it continue. Totally, absolutely. Transformation, Ben. 13 games under McKenna now, 27 points return total. It transformed is a brilliant word from Lee Anderson there.
I agree. It's a lovely word to use, because it's absolutely true. If we hadn't have had that clown cooking from the beginning, and that first 10 games, and Cruncher said it pretty early on. He said that this is going to come back to haunt us. You imagine we got the manager we had now. Look at that tactical move today. It won us the game, just like that. And if Cook would have done that, would have been thinking, wow, he's brilliant. We're not saying that because we kind of expect it from McKenna. It was calm, it was measured, it was the right choice, and it had the right result, which is a reflection of his personality. We have transformed under him. I just wish we were 10 games younger. Oh, I wish we were 10 games
Absolutely.
younger.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I think we all.
There was a moment in the game where I can't remember. I think that was when they were trying to bring Norwood on towards the end. You know, it's quite frantic and everything's going on. And McKenna on the sideline, it's just so calm, just so, you know. And it's easy to say when he's doing well, of course it is. But he was just so calm in what he was doing, the instructor, you know, the way he was acting with Perk and that, and it just looked like a man who knows where he's going and what he's doing, and that says an awful lot. And again, that resonates through the team as well. But yeah, a good all-round display on a dodgy pitch.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we say 13 games, 27 points. 13 games is also how many he's had as a manager, not just at Town, as a manager. That can't be underestimated or overlooked, can it, Lee? That's vitally important. He's only going to get better, really.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, let's hope he's not, you know, these aren't wasted tokens for next season. But yeah, I mean, he's learning the game, but he's got, he's this new breed. And it was interesting. I think it was the show last night where you were talking about him being in a similar mould to Southgate. And I've been thinking that for quite a while. And there's a new breed of manager. Look what's going on. Look what's going on at MK Dons.
Yep, absolutely.
There's a new breed, and you know, we're fortunate enough to have the back end, and we've got Ashton. Don't forget, Ashton's gone after him, so a lot of credit has got to go to Ashton for this. You know, and there's a new breed of manager out there, and there's a new breed of football. And yes, we are in League One, but there's a lot of really good coach teams in League One. I mean, there was a game on Twitter, wasn't there? You know, if you watch the Ipswich beat Man U 6-0 and missing 3 penalties, you look at that schoolboy defending in that era, and you look at when we beat. There's a one doing when we went away to Highbury and won 4-1 at Highbury. You look at how shocking those games. You know, the defending is. Yes, we had good players, but it's football is different now. The standard of football throughout the leagues has just really gone up a notch and a level, and that's down to the coaching as well. And we have to realise that, and the longer we stay down here, the harder it's going to be to get out. But you know, credit to McKenna, I think, today, and glad to see Morsey get his goal. I just feel sorry for Piggott. Just one more point, just Piggott. I thought he had a really good game, and it's just isn't one of those stories that it's just not going to happen for him here, because I would keep him. I'd keep him. I think there'd be 2 other strikers I would release before.
I'm with
Piggott.
you on that, 100%. I'm with you.
Yeah. Oh, there is. I would keep. Probably keep Piggott now ahead of Bon, and I will say it, Norwood, because of his age, and that's rich coming. That's rich coming from me. But there's a player in Piggott, and there's a goal scorer, without doubt.
Ben, you're agreeing? You're shaking your head agreeing there. Talk to us, Piggott.
100%. And it's funny. 20 games ago, we said that's the most ludicrous thing you've ever heard. I agree. I think he's one of those players that when his confidence is there, you can see bits of it now. He will make that strike an extra and just fly. Bon is great, but he is. I'll say it now. He's not going through a goal drought. He's a spent force. I don't think he'll be here next season. He's gone. Norwood, he comes. He does what he does since he's come here. He'll have a lengthy layoff, or he won't be in the team. He'll come back in. He'll score 4 or 5 goals, and he'll stop. So he's doing the Norwood revolution. But for me, Piggott is the unknown. He's that man you don't see. A lot of it is bad luck. Some of it is when everyone absolutely crucified him for missing that 7-yarder the other week. Bond done that twice the same game. No one mentioned him. I agree with you, Ando. There's a player in there, and I think he scores 2 or 3 goals. I think he could be one of the most important players we have. And I don't even know what I'm basing it on, apart from the feeling.
Back to goal, he is comfortable on the ball. And he can win the ball when it's played into him without having to sort of barge his way through. Of course, he's going to give the ball away like everybody else does, but you play into him in the right way, and he links the play up well, and you can see him coming slightly short for the ball with Jackson going on behind and such like. And I was really pleased with Jackson today. Hands up again. But the movement and Selina found him. That you wouldn't get. I don't think you get that movement from Bon. You don't get that movement when Jackson's on form and he's played down the centre, not wide right, not wide left, whatever. Like Norwood as well. You play those strikers down the middle, they get that opportunity. And Jackson, that was the Jackson again that we signed. That little movement in behind
Off
and,
the last
and a
man.
great ball from Selina. And
Off
a great
that
ball
shoulder.
for Selina.
Agree. Yep.
Yeah.
Agree. Is Martin frozen?
Is he frozen? Has he frozen?
Martin
Yeah, he has.
I think he's shocked. I think look at him. He's absolutely shocked. He doesn't. You've been so kind to Jackson. Oh, he's back now. He's
back.
And Norwood, but I mean, again, but I still go back to it. If we kept the same squad to go again, I wouldn't be unhappy.
Okay.
Agreed.
Sorry about that. Apologies.
Sorry.
Apologies. It's prime time on a Saturday night. Must have run on the internet there because I suddenly decided it was going to take a break. Trevor, spot on about Piggott. He will come good. Norwood can go in the summer. Mike D, surprised you have said Norwood can go, Lee. Just to round
No,
up
I didn't say.
before
I'm not. Well, I'm not. I said if there would be people I would keep over. I said there would be people to go before him. Now I'm not saying that they can all go, but if. It depends what McKenna wants to do, but I would keep all the, again, if we could keep all the players and start the season now, it wouldn't bother me in the least. I think we've got a strong squad, and we've now got a manager with, the circle is complete with all that. But
yeah.
I think at the moment, if we had to release some of them, it would be Bond first, then Norwood, and then I'd keep Jackson in that order. So yeah,
perfect. All right. Lee, we love you. We appreciate
Cheers,
it.
guys.
See you Saturday
Thanks
night.
all.
Beers, pints and points this afternoon.
Lots
and
of pints, lots more pints.
And hopefully a lot more
I just
points.
look after the wife a little bit, but I've got to be careful.
Good man. We love you. Appreciate it. Look after yourself.
Yep.
All the best.
Yeah.
Coxie, before we bring in Lloyd, we've got a word here from Craig at Portsmouth. We all talk a lot about our front line, but credit to our defence lately. They are right on it and playing as a complete unit. Let's talk about our back four at the moment. Danassian, Edmondson, Wolfenden and Wolves. And just add a bit more to Craig's point there. What do you think about our back four?
I think that the biggest difference is they've been able to sort of have the consistency of playing together. They've had tremendous for an Ipswich Town side who, especially last season, we were absolutely blighted by injuries and long-term injuries. But they've sort of managed to get a good run together, and with good runs you get the understanding. You know each other's weaknesses and strengths, and that is absolutely spot on. We need to give them credit. We're all talking about the cycle, the rotation of the front men, but at the other end it's settled, and they're doing absolutely tremendously well. And the reason why we're on this great run is one, McKenna, and two, for them doing their jobs. And I always say the other one about Walton today, he didn't have a lot to do, but when called upon for that, say from that free kick, the header from the free kick, he come at trumps.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's a really important thing there, what you said there. They give us the opportunity to go on and get these wins. 9 clean sheets in 13 games. Thank you very much, Matt Johnson. That is an incredible platform, Coxie, but to allow us to go on and even be in the game, to have a chance at just the goal being enough. Obviously, 2 today was enough, but it's a great platform.
Yeah, it's a good foundation to build on. Yeah,
it is. Few comments, and I've got Cruncher. Then I'll come to Lloyd. But Cruncher could obviously be in there. We'll get his thoughts. Paul Copeland. Norwood can't go anywhere for a while. Oh, dear. Norman, we need new strikers that can grow and improve. Norwood's not on that. Lewis was very nearly another 2 points. Toto cost us. Before I bring in Cruncher, Ben, are you okay? I see you puffing the inhaler there. You all right?
All good, man.
You sure?
Thank you. Yeah, all good.
Okay, good. Right, Cruncher. I do like to be
the seaside.
You didn't last week.
No. Looking at that table tonight, guys, it's really frustrating because you look at it and we're on 56 points, and you think them points that slipped away, Martin, last week against Morecambe and Cheltenham the Tuesday. With them 4 points, we'd literally be right in the mix.
Yeah. Totally.
But we're not. Are we, Ben? So we just have to look. It wasn't great today, Martin. It wasn't a great performance. The pitch was awful. Fleetwood are another awful football team in this league. They offered absolutely nothing, didn't they? If we didn't beat them today, it'd have been another one that slipped by. But I'll tell you what, today, I know we joked a bit last night on the show. You know what the game changer was today? When he brought Tyreek Backinson on in the midfield.
Correct.
I thought he came on, it freed Selina up because I thought he was wasted in that position he played. He had quite a lot of the ball, Martin, in the first half and the 15 minutes of the second half, but he was just recycling the ball and he weren't in sort of no threatening positions. And I thought when Backinson come on, I thought he played really, really well. I thought he changed the game. So we've got to give him credit.
He seemed very calm, Cruncher. He seemed very kind of composed on the ball, and he kind of, his distribution was really, really pinpoint. Was that how it was for you being there?
Yeah, I thought he got on the ball, Ben, in some good positions, played forward all the time. But it's nice to see Sam Morsey go on the score sheet. That was the first real bit of quality that we produced. And obviously your man, Caden Jackson, there's a really good goal, mine. That was the run he made, the ball from Selina, cool finish, and it was game over. And I think, personally, he'll be here next season, Caden Jackson. I think he offers something different than all the other forwards. He's got pace, he can run in behind. And I think McKenna likes that. He's praised him a lot. What did you guys think to Joe Pigott today?
We've had, I think, Cox and I are pretty similar. We thought he actually did very good in his hold-up play. There's a player in there, but it's not showing yet. But we liked his hold-up play. I think if him and Jackson, there's a real good potential partnership in there. Today, it didn't work for him. Obviously, he scores that 44th minute chance. It's a different game. But it's just not working for him. But I don't think
crying out for a goal, isn't he, Ben? He's crying out for a goal. That one just before half time. He's done everything right. We were right behind that. He's done everything right. And when you're in form,
he's not in form, right? He's not scoring. Now, when a striker's not in form, and I've done it, you've done it, we've all done it. We're very critical. We're very get him off, get him the fucking bin. We're not. No one's like that with Pigott. We actually just want to go and throw an arm around his shoulder, and I think that's a pretty universal feeling amongst the fans because it ain't through a lack of trying. And I think it's a system we're playing which doesn't quite suit him. But you don't go from scoring 27 goals to nothing in one season. With something else to go, there's something not working there. But when it works, I think it could be spectacular.
Yeah, I tend to agree there. I thought he'd done all right today. His hold-up play was good. But when you're out of form, that chance he has when you're in form, it probably mishits that, Ben, and it bobbles in at the far post. He's hit it too well.
Yeah,
he's hitting too well, and it's hit the outside of the post, and it's obviously gone out for a throw-in. But I thought second half, as soon as we got that goal, Martin, it was game over, wasn't it? Because all they had to offer really was like set pieces, long throws, the odd corner. Other than that, I thought they were dreadful, Fleetwood. I thought they were really, really poor. They will probably be lucky because there's probably teams that are worse than them in this league, and they will probably survive. But it won't be probably through their own doing, because I thought they didn't offer anything today. I thought Harrison spent more time squirming about on the floor in the mud. He did playing football, but it was
sand.
It was good. It was a good day out. I'm waiting for me sausage and mash to come at the pub, and then we'll make our merry way home, Martin.
Sausage and mash, no fish cake today.
No fish cake.
No fish cake today. No fish cake today. We're still in Fleetwood. We're having a bit of grub, and then we'll make our way home. So I'll let you go, mate, and I will see you tomorrow.
Safe journey. We'll see you tomorrow at
boys.
1:30. All the
Safe
best.
journey.
We'll bring in Lloyd. Lloyd, what's your point today after 3 points?
Yeah, I think we played really well. Wasn't the greatest game, but I thought when we didn't score in the first half, I thought, oh god, here we go again. It's going to be another draw. We're going to throw it away, but no, we stuck on, kept our heads down, and managed to get the win.
Who was your man of the match?
Cheers.
Oh, man of the match, I'd probably say Selina.
Selina, yeah, a lot of Selina sentiment out of it today.
Well, echoing what Cruncher said.
Yeah,
got on a few balls, managed to get himself in the danger area, but then eventually Backinson came on, helped him out, and then it freed him up, and then he could express himself.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if he's man of the match worthy. A lot of people are saying Sam Morsey, Lloyd, for man of the match. How did you think our captain played today?
Glad he got his first town goal finally.
Finally,
Yeah,
yes.
agree with that.
Times he's had he could already be on 3 or 4 goals already, but no, glad he got his first town goal.
Lloyd, who didn't do it for you today? You know, we've all picked out some players we really like, and I've kind of picked Thompson for me. But who did
Thompson.
you watch who just didn't do it? Thompson as well, was it?
Yeah, there's a player there, but
I agree.
I don't think he's crossing. He's confident in getting his crosses in, especially when he's linking up with the winger. He's just not doing the crossing routes proper. But no, there's a player there, but it's a bit frustrating at the moment.
Yeah, agree with that.
Absolutely. Dominic Thompson felt he was quite weak today, says Matt Stanley. How did you see Thompson's performance today, Ben?
Thompson, I don't know if it's that knock he got which slowed him down, but for me, he's actually been he came in on loan and he started every game. And there's a reason for that. He's a very high energy player and he likes to keep the ball at his feet, and that did not happen today for him. And every player is allowed a bad game. And he's been quite good up to this point. So didn't work for him today. Hopefully it works for him next game that he plays. I think that knock took 10% out of him. And when you're a player that runs the ball at your feet consistently, a knock like that will knock your whole game plan out. So not a good day today for him.
Not a good day today.
Absolutely.
Not a good last couple of games, to be fair, Lloyd. Would you look to bring KVY, Matt Penny, or another in on Tuesday at home to Lincoln?
For Tuesday, I wouldn't mind seeing KVY have a game, just to probably give Thompson a rest, or just to see what else KVY can offer. Wouldn't put Penny in. No, no way. More of a injury reserve player. But no, I'll give KVY a chance.
Okay. Paul Copeland, first goal scorer on Morsey, 33-1. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Paul, let me introduce you to my Ko-Fi link. Support the platform through Ko-Fi. You appear to have a little bit of a 33-1 windfall coming your way. There you go. Yeah, you got to do it when you can. Sibbo, playoffs are there. The 6-pointed games, Portsmouth, Plymouth, and Oxford are crucial and massive.
Yeah.
15 days, says Sibbo. We'll start with the next two, Lloyd. Has it got to be 6 out of 6?
Well, every point's valuable now, isn't it? Especially if we need all 3 of the games coming up. But
I would say a point is not valuable. 3 points are valuable now. We're past the points being valuable. We need all 3 of them.
We need to start winning, but we need to take it a game at a time. We can't keep looking too far forward. Got to take a game at a time.
One game at a time. I like that. Lloyd, I will hopefully see you Tuesday night.
Take care, Lloyd.
Yeah, and thank God it's the last bloody midweek game as well.
Yes, yes, it
Under
is.
the lights are the best nights of the week.
Not today, it wouldn't have been. It's freezing
not
cold and
today.
pissing down with rain.
It's been
Horrible.
absolutely miserable today.
It has.
Yeah.
Lloyd, look after yourself. We appreciate you. Dean Smith is trending on Twitter. You things you love to say on a Saturday night. Sorry. In a must-win game, what was the end score? Do we know? Because it was 4-0 at one point. Was it 4 or 5 in the end?
Yeah, I thought it was 3-1 when I looked.
No, it was 4-0.
Who's this? Who?
Brentford Norwich.
3-1. Cookie scored in the 92nd. 3-1.
It wasn't 3-1. It can't be 3-1. I'm looking at the live video printer here of Chris Sutton. I'll go on a bit of a rant, and it's got Brentford 4 next to it. So it can't have been 3-1.
I'm looking at BBC.
Chris Sutton doesn't know shit.
Maybe that was ruled off due to VAR. I'm looking at Chris Sutton, and he's ranting. He's literally ranting here, and it's got Byron Mwemba 76 minutes as a goal next to him. Maybe it was chalked off due to VAR.
No, it was. Hang on.
No, the camera's over here, Ben. 3-1. Oh, fair enough. All right, Jeremy, what did you make of Ipswich Town's game today? Was it VAR related?
I thought it was a good game to win.
A good game to... Oh, I like that sentence. A good game to win. Every game's a good game to win, though, isn't it?
We needed that to... And hopefully back it up with a win on Tuesday at home to Lincoln.
I agree with that. Would be nice, wouldn't it? You know, it doesn't mean anything today if we go and piss it on Lincoln on Tuesday. So I agree with that.
Is that...
You're already as good as your next game, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you are, and we've got to make up for the points we've dropped against Cheltenham and Morecambe, haven't we, Jeremy? By going on to grab 3 points. I mean, Portsmouth will be a tough game. Let's not get away from that. But they're all going to be tough between now and the end of the season.
I always said, I said before today's match, when really, if we're to make any headway on the playoffs, we need to win every game, not just win our home games and either draw the way, but I think we really need to win all our games.
We have now.
Who starts up front for you on Tuesday?
They're all winnable.
Jeremy, who's up front for you on Tuesday night?
Sorry?
Who starts up front for you on Tuesday night?
Jackson and
tough one, isn't it?
I'd say Jackson and Piggott.
Jackson, so same again. See if it works again.
I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Given time, Piggott will come good.
I agree with that.
Piggott will come good. That seems to be the overriding message from today's show. Given time, Piggott will come good. We've got Craig from Portsmouth. My Pompey mate texted me after their game. He still thinks they can do it, but Harness will be a big miss in the next season. Paul Copeland is winning it live. Thank you very much, Paul, for the £5. Sharing that 33-1 love. We do love a bit of it. Appreciate that.
Well,
Jeremy, you'd go with Caden Jackson. Talk to me before I bring in Will, who's been waiting very patiently. Talk to me about Caden Jackson as time pushes on. I know Neil will be arriving soon, and Neil is not a man to push when he's hungry. Caden Jackson, how good was he today? So trust me, he's not.
He was good.
I like that in there. I mean, that Neil's like, yeah, I like that sentence. No, come on, Jeremy, talk to me.
I didn't see the match, but I saw the scores come in on Sky.
Jeremy, we've lost him. Ben, you talk to me, Caden Jackson, because I don't think I've heard enough about him today. Because I think he played, from what I can gather,
agree,
really well.
Caden, for me, he owes us. He's had a very good contract for a very long time. He owes us these games, and I'm really happy for. He does. I'm really happy for him. He's finding a bit of form. It's working under a new manager, and that can happen with a striker. Strikers are usually the ones who ping under a new manager, and I think he starts our next game. And he's the best of our 4 strikers at the moment. There's no question. I think we're playing to a strength he has, which is one of his strengths is that pace, and he's playing off the shoulder of that last defender. And his goal was precisely and exactly that. And that wins the games. And I think he's playing to his strengths. It's a shape that plays to Jackson's strengths. But by Christ, about time.
Iosa. I want to let's unpack that a little bit, because obviously we believe he arrived from Accrington Stanley for a reported $1 million. I think it was around £1 million. He scored, according to Wikipedia. Now that's not always the most accurate source for stats. 17 in 103 games. I don't know if that's been updated with this year's or yet or not. That's a goal every 5 or 6 games.
17 in 103 games.
Yeah, a goal every 5 or 6 games. Of course, a season in the Championship when we couldn't create
what
anything.
Part of that do I need to defend? Sorry.
Well, I'd like to take out his Championship season. Under Lambert, he scored double figures. 20th goal for Town today, apparently, says Mike D.
Yeah,
owing us. Owing us. That's a little bit. It's a little extreme, Ben.
I don't think so. I think he owes it, and he owes it to himself as well. You know, he's been with us for a long time and not done anything. 17 goals in 103 games. I mean, come on. I don't really know. Okay. I don't really have anything to add to that. What do you want me to say?
That's fine. Then again, you look at the rest of our strikers, Ben, and he's probably the most informed striker at the moment.
Well, true, but look, we're all saying send Bond back, and he scored 2/3 of that in a tenth of the amount of games.
Well, you're saying
send him back, but don't keep him next season.
I'd sign him.
I'll coin flip it. I'll see how he ends. But Bond scored what, 13 goals, So he scored that in what, about 15, 16 games.
Can you
So Jackson took 100 more games to get to what Bond has. No.
can you imagine?
Happy he's doing it now. But you look over the breadth of it, he owes us.
You're in the car park. You got the QPR team, and you got Mark Ashton coin flipping it. And whoever wants them to sell or buy him, it's like, oh, cool, best of three, best of three, best of three, best of five, best of five, best of 10. Louis
Rock, paper, scissors.
Right. Even then, they're probably till now, Jackson's never been given a proper run of games, says Louis. Good point, Louis. We like that. Good afternoon to Ian, our resident Darlington fan. Piggott's rubbish, says Will. Will, Piggott is rubbish. Talk to me. Because Ben loves
Will, so
Joe
harsh.
Piggott.
So harsh.
He just misses a lot of chances. He just can't score any.
He's got a fair point there,
he
Ben.
can't convert.
He can't.
I don't see the point. I don't see the point in starting him at all.
Who would you start? Who would be your chosen striker?
Norwood or Bun. Norwood or Bun.
No.
Bond hasn't scored in 17, 18 games.
20.
Would it be a bit of a risk to 20? Would it be a risk to start Bond? Do you think?
The thing is, though, when was the last time Piggott scored?
Oh, he's come back at you there.
Oh, that's a burn.
That's a return. That's a return of serve. That is
a return of serve.
That is a volley. Ben, are you going to volley it back or put it into the net?
He's on the ropes.
To volley back. He's done me. I'm out the game. I'm done.
That's a good point, actually. Has Piggott scored in the blue shirt yet, or has it been AFC? Well, Burton Albion, says Lloyd.
I think he scored against Wimbledon. I think that's his most recent goal, or Gillingham.
One goal.
The fact he struggled is a worry. You know, we did sign him, obviously, first and foremost for his goals. He's a striker. He has to score goals. But Will, some of the other aspects of his game, the hold-up play that I've heard this afternoon, isn't that also equally as important in a team that's got Chaplin, Selina, the pace of Caden Jackson, etc.?
Sort of.
So would you pick him on the fact that he can, perhaps not trouble a team with goals?
I would give Pig a game time, but I think he'd probably come on more as an impact sub in the last 10 minutes or something.
So what you're saying here, Will, if I'm reading it right, is it's more of a depth in the sense of we've got a lot of strikers that maybe are more threatening before a Joe Piggott, James Norwood, and Macaulay Bond. They're more threatening or more likely to score you a goal. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. Thomas Holy, do you think would you have him back in the summer off his loan period, or would you say thanks but no thanks to the big man?
Yeah, I think he's going now. I don't think he's going to stay. Probably just.
I agree with you there.
You've always been spot on with the goalkeepers, Will. Before I bring in the GOAT, because I've got 8 minutes left. You've always been spot on with your goalkeepers. You've always had big opinions on them. Christian Walton, just tell me what you think about him at the moment.
He's the best goalkeeper we've had for a while, definitely. I think probably. I I probably think Biakowski's still better than him, though.
Oh, you're just sucking up to the gov.
Biakowski. Oh.
He's up there, though. You know, he's certainly now pushing Bart for that spot, isn't he?
I mean, I only got to see Bart play for one season, and that was the season we got relegated. But from what I've seen,
how old were you? 3? You must have been young, man. How old are you now?
I'm 11.
You got a good football.
I've only watched Ipswich for a few seasons.
That's
well, let me tell you about a goalkeeper called Aaron Lee Barrett, right? Because
don't listen to him.
Aaron Lee.
Well, just ignore this.
We're talking about Shane Supple next.
No, good goalkeepers. All right, Will, I'll let you go. I've got to bring the GOAT in for the last 5. We appreciate you, buddy. Look after yourself. Go. We've got 5 minutes left, and I've got to go and feed Mr. Positivity. Are you positive tonight?
He's always positive.
Are you positive tonight?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I watched the game today, and I thought we was always in control of the game, which was the main thing, And a quick word about Joe Piggott. I thought he'd done okay today. No, yeah. I think he'd done okay. I wouldn't go any further than that. I thought, all the lads who played today were under. I said this to Andrew. They're under. I know he's playing. Rich was absolutely right. He was playing Fleetwood, not a very good side at all. But the boys were under. Every lad who pulled that blue shirt on today were under tremendous pressure. You've got to remember that. All the 14 boys who played the game today for the town were under tremendous pressure today, and they dealt with it really well. I mean, Christian hardly had not that much to do, really.
When he did, he was really good. I thought that save he pulled off where it kind of went across him, and he scooped it. That is brilliant.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
You was just talking about the goalkeepers. I personally think Christian Watten's the best goalkeeper we've had since Kelvin Davis, in my opinion. Since Kelvin Davis. Kelvin Davis was a very, very good goalkeeper.
He was.
Or Neil Alexander. He only had him for half the season, but he was a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, Neil Alexander, yeah, he was a good goalkeeper. But like I say, going back to the game, and by the way, just a shout out there to young Will, very knowledgeable young man, like little Will.
For 11
fantastic, fantastic lad he is. Always enjoyed meeting him at the statue. Great lad he is. Absolutely, and but like going on to next week, we obviously, I mean, like I said before last night's show, I thought out of the 11 games before today, I thought we needed to win 8 of them. I'll stick by that. We've got 6 games to go at home, 4 away. I said to Andrew, 10 to go, 6 at the Fortress, 4 away. I think we're capable. I really believe what I'm going to say. Look, what I said about Wigan and Rotherham earlier in the chat, I really believe that, look, nobody is unbeatable in this league. It's been proved today, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
League One. It's League One.
Yeah, absolutely, Gov. I totally agree. We can go to Rotherham and get a point at the very least. We can beat Wigan at home. But going back to what I was saying about the 6 home games, I honestly believe. Look, Portsmouth won 4-0 today. They were 1-0 up. They had lost a player and they scored 3 goals with 10 men. Fine. I was at Fratton Park when we played down there. They're not a great side. They'll miss Harness big time. Will I be bothered about Portsmouth next Saturday? No way. I mean, they're just above average first division side, in my opinion. I've seen them play this season. So don't worry about them, everybody. Don't worry about Lincoln. I was at Lincoln when we won 1-0 up there. They're not brilliant either. They had a great win today. Yes, we can win that game. We can win all 6 home games. Trust me, we can win all 6 home games.
We can, but I can win the lottery tonight.
Yeah, Ben, put your positive head on, son. We can win all 6.
Trying, Colin.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the home games, I do sort of side with Ben a little there, Colin, because we've got Wigan at home, and Wigan are a funny side, but they're a side inside the top 2. You can't really dismiss anybody, as Mike D's just said in the chat.
We can't beat Morecambe and Cheltenham.
You've got to take it. To steal Lloyd's earlier comment, 1 game at a time, haven't we?
Absolutely. The biggest game of the season is Tuesday night. Lincoln City, 3 points in the bag. Bring on Portsmouth, and then we go from there. I mean, these next 2 games at Portman Road this coming week are absolutely and I can't state this enough. Yeah, they're absolutely massive for this football club. Yeah, thank you, Ben. We are as good of our stats have proved over the last 9 or 10 games. We're as good as any team in this league. We've conceded 1 goal in the last 6, 7, 8 games. That's unbelievable, even at this level. We're not conceding goals, and when you don't concede a goal, you only need to score 1. It makes life a lot easier, 100%. I personally think the playoff dream is still there. I will never dismiss it until it's mathematically impossible. If anybody thinks this isn't possible, I don't understand really, because it is possible, and we've got Portsmouth to play, we've got Plymouth to play, we've got Wigan to play. You know, we've got teams in that top 6 to play, and Oxford to play. You know, I'm unfortunately going to that game. That is going to be that's going to be a lot of playoff game in itself, really.
Colin, who on Lincoln on Tuesday night? Who starts up front for you? Like
who starts up front? Look. I'm not just saying it because a certain person said it a little while ago. I did personally agree. I think I would, for people's confidence and everything else, I probably wouldn't tinker with it very much on Tuesday. I would probably go with Jackson and Piggott again. Maybe mix it up a little bit between Chaplin and Selina. I personally think that Aluko will probably be on the bench again on Tuesday night.
I think you're probably right.
Like a lot of people have quite rightly said, I know he doesn't score many goals and no assists. I personally think Aluko coming on with 20 odd minutes to go could possibly be a game changer for us in these last few games. You know, against defenders and midfield players who are blowing a little bit and tired mentally. I think Aluko. Sorry.
He assists the assist.
He does assist the assist. Right, Colin, we appreciate you. I think you're right. We've got to keep the positivity train going, and who knows where it will take us. But Craig at Portsmouth says it's a 9-point week, and I can't say I disagree with him. So. I really can't. Are you around tomorrow, Colin? Hope to speak to you tomorrow.
Yes, I'm about tomorrow, Gav.
Good man. We'll catch up tomorrow. We'll discuss the game in more detail.
Take care, Ben. Take care, Coxie.
Look after yourself. Love to hear from the GOAT, JT, the man who said Piggott should get out of our club is now saying he should keep his place. That is a passionate opinion, and the whole point of
to be fair,
we change our mind.
I've said that about Jackson, and I've said that about Norwood, and they come on at times and tend to disprove things. So I can see that both sides, but yes,
football's all about having your opinion changed.
Very true.
You know, and if you stick with one opinion, it probably shows you're more stubborn than objective. Is my thoughts and feelings on it. Let's quickly, Gov is Neil on time. If he is getting to give us a wave. No, this is Neil, Matt. He's supposed to be here, but he'll be here when he turns up. Let's break it down. Match ratings. Christian Walton, Ben, out of 10. What would you give Christian Walton for this afternoon's performance?
For what he had to do, 10 out of 10. He didn't put a foot wrong. Saved 2 brilliant chances. He didn't have to do a lot, but what he did do, he done it perfect. 10 out of 10. 10
out of 10. Ben's gone big. It's go big or go home. Janoy Danasian, Coxie.
7. Steady 7.
Steady 7. Do you think he was fouled in the first half for a penalty?
Nah.
No.
Not a fucking chance. No way.
George Edmondson, Ben.
7.
7. Okay. Rob Holmes says 8, and Mike D says 7 for Danasian. A 7 from Ben for George Edmondson. That leaves you Luke Wolfenden, Coxie.
Yeah, again, I'll go with a steady 7. I think that is our back 3 or back 4 if you include Walton. They're sort of steady. And that's what we need. That steady foundation.
Steady, like good.
Wes Burns, right side of the 5, the right wing back. Quiet game from Wes by his standards, Ben.
5.5.
5 and okay. Talk me through the 5.5. Why is low? Hang on, 5. 5 or 6. I'm not doing halves.
6.
Okay. Why 6?
Below his usual very high standards, and he's not going down to the byline, which is what he's so good at. He's hanging back, and I don't know why. He seems a yard slower. Not quite doing it at the moment, but there's no complaints because he's been my man of the season. So he's entitled to have a 6 out of 10 every now and again.
You've got 6 from Matt Stannard, a bit shakier today. Wes says 6, says Lloyd. Burns, steady 7. Sist says Mike D. Rob Holmes says 6. So lots of 6s coming in the chat, Ben. So you're right on the money there. Dominic Thompson, Coxie.
Dominic, Tom, I think going on sort of Ben's reasoning around his scoring then of Wes Burns, I would say a 5. I think he was the weak link out there today.
A 5, yeah. I
5.
don't know if any will disagree with you in the chat. We've got Lloyd already saying Thompson 5.
Yeah.
Did he offer? Did he really offer as little as you're suggesting there, Coxie, or are you being a little bit harsh?
Well, unless I saw or heard anything different now, I think.
Okay. Mike D says 6 for Thompson. El Capitano, Ben. Sam Morsey.
8. And it's a strong 8 as well. I would almost be tempted to go for 9. But strong, consistent without being spectacular. Good performance. Captain's performance.
An 8, bordering on a 9 for Sam Morsey. What is yours? Get it into the chat. Bersant Selina, Coxie.
Bersant Selina, he faded in, he faded out, he faded in. 7. Generous 7.
Head judge Les 7. Mike D says Morsey 9, man of the match. Matt Stannard, Morsey 8. Rob Holmes, Morsey solid 8. Harry for a 9. Selina gets an 8 from Lloyd and an 8 from Mike D. Connor Chaplin, you often overlooked man, Ben. What are you going to overlook him today, or are you going to get a strong rating from you?
A low 7.
Talk me through 7. A low 7, Ben.
Energy, keeps the ball at his feet. He's always looking. He works hard off the ball, but it's just that last little bit of quality, that vision, the accuracy of the pass, the weight on the ball is not there for him at the moment. But everything else is good. So a 7.
A 7. Okay, no problem. I think that's a fairly good argument there. Well constructed. Caden Jackson, Coxie.
Caden Jackson, again a 7. He took his goal well. He worked hard when he needed to, but a steady 7 for our man Jackson.
Do you not think he should get more for the goal? It was a well taken goal.
It was a
really well taken goal.
But no, 7.
Okay, a 7. No extra points for the goal. Joe Piggott, Ben.
I knew this would land on me.
Well,
6.
Ooh, talk me through a player that you've often talked up during the show. Getting a 6.
He could be an 8 or a 9, and he's not at the moment. All of my support for him is the potential and the human side of the game. But today, he held the ball up well. He distributed quite well. His positional play was actually quite good. It's just that confidence still as anything that comes past any of what I've just said. 6.
6.
And I want it to be an 8. I want it to be so badly, but I can't give it to him.
Matt says harsh, Ben. £2 from Neil Burks. Thank you very much, Neil. Appreciate the £2. Massive week ahead and 6 points coming. Keep believing. Keep believing, Neil. We appreciate you. Harsh then, Ben, says Matt Stannard.
I know. It hurts me to say it as well. I might be wrong. I don't know.
What?
Cox.
No, you're never wrong.
Could be straight.
You're never
Could
wrong.
be straight.
You're never wrong. Instead of asking you to do the subs, as we round up, I've put the man of the match poll into the chat already. I've given the viewers 4 options. I want you to select one and put a case forward for the player. I have given them Jackson, Chaplin, Selina, Morsey. They are the players that either got the 7s or higher, excluding the back 3. Who out of those 4, Coxie, would get your man of the match and why?
Out of those 4, I will put my vote of confidence to Captain Morsey. He absolutely, he finally got his goal today, and a lot of people were saying that's what he needs to get. But he was steady. He was in the middle. He was the captain. Yeah, so that is why, and he finally got his goal today. He took it well. Perhaps it was an easy chance, but he still got to take them. So that is my vote. Is going for Captain Morsey for that man of the match.
Morsey. Okay, Ben. Who would get your man of the match out of the 4 mentioned, and why?
Unquestionably agree with that, Captain Morsey, and for the reason that he was in that mix the whole time. He was directing play. He was pushing their back line, and he had a really good, well-placed goal with great positioning. A real captain's performance today. So well done.
Is there any argument to be had for Bersant Selina, Ben? Played out of position, arguably for the first 60, moved forward. No? You don't think there's any argument for Bersant?
if your supercar goes to 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds only once every journey because the engine gets tired and stops working, you're not going to drive the car. When he's good, it's magical. For me, the other 70% of the time, it's too inconsistent for me.
When he's good, it's magical. I love it. Selina from Craig at Portsmouth. Jackson or Selina says Colin Plum. And Paul says Morsey, winner, chicken dinner. Colin Plum, we will make the playoffs. Don't worry about it, everyone. I will end the poll in 30 seconds. So make sure you get the vote in if you want to influence who you believe the man of the match was. But we are done for the full-time Fans React show. Thank you for watching. Please do hit that like button. It does help the platform. And if you want to help the platform further, you can, of course, support us through becoming a YouTube member or through Ko-Fi. But I have had a thoroughly enjoyable afternoon in the company of Mr. Bricktop Peter Cox and the Milk Tray man, Ben Adams, who many were saying, Ben, at one point, they would like you to read them a bedtime story.
Once upon a time, there was a boy. And this boy lived in a cottage in the forest. The forest was dark.
Welcome to Private Space Therapy, the business of our very own Milk Tray man, Ben Adams, who's a certified therapist and counsellor registered with the BACP. Ben's offering appointments face-to-face in Colchester on the beautiful university grounds, or by video, telephone, or even home visit. So if you do feel like you need someone professional to listen, to understand, and to discuss what's going on with you, give Private Space Therapy a call. Private Space Therapy. Non-judgmental, unconditional support with you at the centre always.
Wake up to the, wow. Wake up to the money, turn me right on. You look like you got dressed with no lights on. I Superman that spin like a cyclone. Fit check spin like a cyclone. Wake up to the money, turn me right on.
Yeah, but we're crap. We're not